If someone could make a reality show about your office, what do you think it would be called? Hold that thought till you meet my colleagues. Hey, Babs.
How far, my guy?
Anything for the boys. Gone to the clinic yet?
Nah, I spoke to a doctor via the app.
Hey, Mama. Welcome back, Susan. How was your leave?
Wonderful.
She needed therapy to take care of her mental health. Our HMO really helped with that. Glad she's back to her bubbly self. Wow, that was fast. Thanks. So, what do you think about that reality show?
Nothing beats good health. Do you agree? For access to quality all-round care, home and abroad for yourself, your family, and even your staff, make the smarter choice. Choose Leadway Health, the HMO that offers you more than just healthcare. For more information, visit www.leadwayhealth.com. Leadway Health, for health, wealth, and more.
Have you always wanted to buy a house, a car, study abroad, or get married? Expensive, right? Your goals can be met with the Leadway Target Plan. Here's how it works. You tell us your target sum, when you want to achieve it, and how often you want to contribute towards achieving it. We then tell you how much you will be contributing periodically. There's more. The Leadway Target Plan also protects your loved ones if you pass away unexpectedly. It pays the target sum to your beneficiary, whether or not you achieve the sum as at the time of your demise. Live your dream today by visiting www.leadway.com/target plan or send us a DM on our social media accounts.
Hi everyone, good afternoon. 1 more minutes to 1. I hope we're all joining. Good afternoon everyone. My name is Okpemikpo Bode Azan. I work with the Learning and Development team in Leadway Assurance, and I'll be your host for today. Hi. Okay, so very quickly, I would be starting, right? We'll be starting very quickly. Hi, everyone. So I would like to introduce our guest for today. First of all, I would like to introduce the beautiful Ifenwa Okorafor. She's the head of customer experience. She works with the Leadway Asset Management. And also, before then, say, Ifenwa, I didn't even say hello.
Hi,
How
Hi.
beautiful you are looking today. It's so lovely to meet you. Thank you for
Thank
joining
you.
us today. Beauty.
Thank you. Thank
Okay,
you. And you're
so
so beautiful too.
oh, I'm blushing. Okay, so I'll be introducing our next guest for today. We have Olufumilola Ayola. She's the head business development of Leadway Capital and Trust. I miss Olufumilola Ayola. Hey, Black Beauty. Good afternoon. It's so lovely to see you. It's so lovely to see you. Good
Hi,
afternoon. Thank you for
Fumi.
joining me.
Hello, Ifeanyi. Hi, Okonkwo.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for joining us today. So very quickly, we'll be starting. Our topic for today is CR, BR, becoming the success you desire. I'm very sure most people here will just be wondering, what's this topic about? Or some will be saying that I have an idea. And some will be like, every time, women, women, talking about women, talking about success. Are we not tired? Are we not tired? Everything. But today we'll just be discussing about it today. So very quickly, I would like to ask our audience questions, right? So now, hi Abiola was Tosin. It's so nice to have you here. Can see you. I see you. I see you. Okay, so my first question today is going to be, what is one character trait that you see in a woman and you just admire that this woman, you're doing well. Like I love this and I love this. Like I would like to hear our thoughts. What are the character traits that we just see in a woman? Just be like, who is this person? Before anybody goes, let me even say my own. I think when I see like a woman that is married with kids and is also a career person, and the person is just able to multitask and just do all this work together and just be there, I'll just be like, this person, na real Geo, because it is not easy. As I'm single like this, I know how I used to feel sometimes when I leave work, and then you still have to go home, make dinner, and do all sorts. That's multitasking at the highest level. So I would like to hear your thoughts. What are the character traits that you see in a woman? You'll be like, must be nice. I really love how this man is doing. I would like to hear your thoughts. I've said my own already. I want to hear your own too. If you can you tell me one before anybody answers?
Okay, so like you said, the resilience of women is, without bounds,
Hmm.
honestly. You find a woman multitasking in various spheres of life. Like you
Mm-hmm.
said, she's married, she has kids, she still wants to keep a body, looking good. So she's waking up, dropping the kids at school, hitting the gym, working, maybe working from home remotely or something, still
Mm-hmm.
trying to make sure that her husband is okay, and
Mm-hmm.
even single women, some women, a lot of women actually carry their families, so they are
Mm-hmm.
the backbone. You have to think about everybody, because you've been, as an African woman, really, you already have the mindset that you need to take care. You're saddled
Mm-hmm.
with the responsibility of care for family. So
Mm.
yes, I like a resilient woman.
Okay, so very quickly, I'll just read what I got from my audience, my very sweet and interactive audience. So Abiola says their softness and smartness. That's nice. And that one says, Jemima says, I like it when a woman is aware of her femininity and carries it with all grace, 100%. And that person says, being calm under pressure and excelling in a fast paced environment. And that person says, I admire how nurturing they can be. Exactly. So I don't know if you have one more thing to add, Fumilola, before we proceed. Okay, I think you're muted. Okay, so that we don't waste time, I'll just proceed to our very next question. Thank you, my audience, for giving your own feedback. I'll first start with a statement, like an opening statement, so that we can all listen to it. Please let's pay attention to this. Okay. So success means different things to everyone. And a wise person once said that knowing what success means to you and pursuing it is the best way to live a happy and content life. So if you know what success is and if you pursue it, your life you'll be happy and you'll be content, right? So now I want to ask my audience, do you agree with this or you do not agree with this? What do you think about this? Is it yes or is it no? I just want to hear yes or no. What's the answer? I'll be waiting for our comment too. Ngozi is saying here that I admire our resilience 100%. We still always stand gidigba, regardless of whatever situation. We are always resilient in whatever we do. Temitope says, I love how women are strong and have direction. I agree. We are very focused. very focused and very determined at it again, striving to be best in what they do. Okay, while we're waiting for you to tell us if it's yes or no, I'll first like to hear from Ifenwa. Ifema, what does success mean to you?
Okay, so as a career woman in the workplace, success can mean different things to different people. It can be that very fat paycheck, it can be that pay rise, it can be financial. That's what I'm trying to say, financial freedom. It could also be, building strong relationships in the office because you're looking for mentors, to make sure that you're in the right path based on your career. But for me, having worked for about a decade now, I would say success to me is achieving a balance between my professional and my personal life, where I know that none of the two are suffering. Family is good, career is good. So it means definitely I might not necessarily be giving my 100% at the same time, but none is suffering. So if I'm able to achieve that balance, I would say yes, that's success.
Okay, I'll just try to reiterate what you just said now so that we catch it. So you're trying to tell me now that if you're able to balance your work life and your family life, you are successful. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Thumbs up, straight to the point, 100%. Okay, so I would like to hear, before I move on to my next question, I would like to hear from Fumi. What is success to you?
Okay, so for me, success is a state of mind. It's not. It is a state of mind where the woman is satisfied with herself. She is content with where she is because success is at different levels in life. Success is different. For me now, I've gone to a stage where family is close to sorting themselves out. So for me now, success is for me to grow my career. 10 years ago, if you ask me what success is, I'll tell you it's family. It's for me to get my family in order. So as you grow up, as you grow, and as different things happen to you, different circumstances, what success means changes. What shouldn't change is your state of mind, where you are at every level. That should be the success. At every level, your mind is calm, you're composed. That's what success is. So,
Okay,
I
so
like your angle for me. Coming from the different phases of life, success will mean different things to you at different phases in your life. As a child, what does it take to be successful? When you're in secondary school, I want to pass my exam. I want to have the best jump score. But when you start your career in the beginning, you're like, okay, I want to make sure I do this professional course and all of that. After all said and done, success will now mean something else to you again. So I like the angle of success meaning different things at different stages of life. That's
yeah, 100%. So now, all in all, what we're saying is that success is not cast in stone. It's not just like one thing. It might be a different thing to me. What me I might classify as my own success story, or what I might classify as success to me, might not be what if anyone might classify as success to her. So every man for themselves, whatever it is you classify as success, is what success is to you. So now, just with what someone said here, Grace says it's a yes. So what might mean success to A might be different for B. Some women being at the top, for some women, being at the top of their career is their success. For some women, it's being there always for their children. And yes, being successful means you are happy and content, 100%. And that person says, I agree with Mrs. Ifewa. We use special skills to manage home and career life to be successful. So now, all in all, I just believe that you shouldn't allow anybody to decide for you what success means to you. You decide by yourself what success means to you because in this Nigeria, self as a whole, somebody will just put unnecessary pressure on you that by fire by force you're not successful because of them.
I'm
That's what they feel.
feeling
Like, can you imagine? I'm the owner of my life and I can decide what I want to be my success story or what it means to be successful
exactly.
to me. So nobody should decide for me, right? Thank you very much.
yeah.
That was quite insightful. And I believe that my audience agrees with you 100%, right? So I'll just ask the next question, right? So, what are some of the characteristics that you think define a successful mindset? If we're saying that, yes, you can have successful mindset, you can be successful in whatever you do. What do you think are the characteristics for me to achieve being successful? Um Olufemilola, if you can answer that for
Okay,
me.
so I think a successful mindset is one that is, I'm trying to look for the word, that is content. A successful mindset is one that has decided this is where I'm going to be. You know your value, you know your worth, and you're able to carry yourself without letting everybody see that value and that worth in you. You're not letting anybody's decisions or anybody's intentions change the person that you know that you are. The day you arrive at the place of knowledge, this is who I am, this is what I stand for, this is where I want to go, this is what I want to do. That day is when your success mindset begins to put itself in place. Where you're not moved, tossed and fro by any wave of doctrine. That for me is success mindset. When I've made up my mind, this is where I'm going to, and I stick to it. That is success mindset for me.
So for me, I would also say having the courage. I'll say having the courage and also having self-discipline, because there's sometimes where
Yeah.
you might get discouraged about things that are going on, or you might just be reluctant or just be lazy and all that. But when you put, being that we've already said it in our attributes of women, that we are resilient in nature, if you can just discipline yourself that yes, I'm going to get this, I'm not going to allow anybody to discourage me or put me down, 100% you're going to have a successful mindset, right? So that's my own thought on that, right? If you have self-discipline, if you are resilient, if you have courage, you're good to go.
No, to be
You're
honest
good to
with
go.
you, before Ifeanyi comes up, I think that all these things are in bits. You can't always be courageous. You can't
Yes,
always
100%.
be resilient. But the moment you know that look, this is me, then you'll be able to be intentional towards what you're doing. It's not that's not when you're scared, but you still go ahead and do it. It's not courage really, but it's the fact that you know that I have discipline. This is what I want to do. No matter how scared I am, this is the path I should go. Like they say, do the next right thing. This is the right thing to do, no matter how scared or how what's the word to use in disciplines that the person can be.
Okay, thank you very much. Ifema, do you want to add something before I proceed?
Yes, so just to further buttress what Fumi said, a positive mindset really. So I have a boss that used to tell me, look at obstacles as opportunities. So people come and throw hurdles at you. It could be intentional just to see if you can surpass it. It could be your bosses at work. Let's push this and see how far this person can go so we can test their capabilities. So knowing that, okay, I've been pushed with this obstacle is in front of me. What can I do to surmount it? Yes, you're scared at that point and saying, I'm not sure I can do this. But we should always remember that these obstacles are opportunities for us to shine also, instead of just, relaxing and brooding. So a good characteristic that every woman should have is to look at obstacles as opportunities and with a positive mindset that there is really nothing you cannot do.
Very, very true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for that. So there's always a saying that, well, some people always say, it's not as if it's a saying, but I've heard the comments from time to time that they've said that a woman should not be too hungry for success. You're a woman. Why are you hungry for success? Shouldn't you be in the kitchen or in the other room? So why should you
Right.
bother yourself that you want to be hungry for success? Is there a
You're right.
level to how much success a
Yeah.
woman can attain for her good? Do you think there's a level of success that a woman can attain? That okay, this is your bus stop. Calm down, chill. You shouldn't exceed more than this. Do you think that it should be like that?
So I think that this statement is even the basis of the efforts women now put in to do anything, really, because we've been told for a very long time. Our mothers were told, their mothers were told, and you know what? Stick to the kitchen, stick to birthing children. But guess what? Today on my way to work, I saw a woman driving a BRT. For those of us in Lagos, you know how massive that BRT bus is. and a woman was driving. And I could tell that she's not even a huge woman. She's a small woman. That's to tell you that, you know what, you see those jobs that you think only men can do. I can do it. And even do it better. You know, so I do not think, I will never agree that there's a limit to a woman's success. Men don't think that way. A man, you give a man a task and he will find a way to make sure that he completes it. And there is no limit. He doesn't even think about the limitations to achieving. So why should we think that we have limitations just because we are women? So I do not agree that there's a limit to a woman's success.
I owe you one cold malt after this session. I
I
owe
will make
you.
sure that I collect it.
Thank you very, very much for that. Yes, 100%. There is no limit to a woman's success. What a man can do, no man can do better. You can do
Yes.
it. Don't allow anybody to decide for you where you can stop and where you cannot stop. Don't allow anybody to decide. I'll just ask another question. This one now is a personal experience I want you to tell me. Has any of you passed up an opportunity or maybe tone down your hunger for success because they're saying, for your family's sake, don't be too successful. Or they'll say that if you want in Yoruba, they say that to bá fẹ́ lọ́kọ, wàá tẹríba or you calm down. Like you can't be too this thing so that you will see husband
Ambitious.
tomorrow. So you
Imagine.
have to tone it down. Have you ever, for the sake of family or society, say that, oh, I want to tone down my success, or I don't want to be too successful because of that? Um, I'll start with Fumi.
Let me okay, so I haven't actually done that, but on two occasions it was almost decided for me. I remember when I wanted to buy my first car, I wasn't married, and my mother started begging everybody to beg me, don't buy a car. Single women that don't have cars, they don't get married on time. I won't find any here. She won't find a husband though. Please. And it became a major, I had to stand my ground. I said, what do you mean? A man will scare the woman driving a car. That one is his problem. I said, that kind of thing was really tough. The second time I had this decision was when I went for an interview in the bank. I had just gotten married. I was trying to move from where I was working at the time to another organization. And I had passed the interview until I'd gone through all the interview until I got to the HR. The head of HR said to me that when did you get married? I said last year. I said you can't work for us. I said because next thing you're looking for is a child. You won't have time to. I was so furious that day. I had to tell her, I said, look, madam, whether I have a child or not does not in any way lower the value that I'm bringing to the table. It doesn't in any way. Does it affect my brain when I'm pregnant? I mean, they ended up not giving me that job on that singular premise that look, she just got married, she's going to be looking for her to have a child. I was really disappointed with the Nigerian workplace that at that point in time in my life. And it was a woman. I mean, if it was a man, I'd have understood. But it
That's
was a
so
woman.
sad.
I was so furious. You know,
That's so sad.
yes, we need to help ourselves. Yeah, honestly. Honestly.
So I've had a similar experience for me. Well, okay. I've had a similar
Yeah, you
experience.
can.
In my own case, it was a man. So I'd gone through 5 stages of interview. In fact, it's not like I really liked the job. I just wanted to move. I just wanted to change, and it was even going to be a new terrain for me. I had gotten married, I had a child already. And then when I met the MD of the company, for the last stage of the interview, he now says, so you have to sign an undertaking that you're not going to be pregnant in the next 2 years because I
Eh?
cannot afford to go on maternity leave. And
Eh.
short of me saying, "Excuse me, sir, are you okay?" I'm like,
Fumi.
I find that really ridiculous. Like, why would anybody even say that to me? And I told him, I said, no, it's okay. I wouldn't want to work for an organization that would discriminate like that.
Absolutely.
It doesn't align with my ideologies, and I turned it down. But it hurts so badly that just because you think that okay, this one is going to be trying to have another child very soon, that's why you will not give me a job, and you abandon what I'm able to bring to the table. I thought that was really ridiculous.
Hmm. Hmm. Thank you very much. You even answered my question that I wanted to ask next, right? Because I was going to ask that what are like give me some of the stories that you have come across or you have even experienced as a woman in terms of maybe like that affected your career or affected your success story because maybe someone is saying that you shouldn't be doing this or you shouldn't be that. And it's very sad to hear that in this time and age, people still have that mindset that, oh, because of you are a woman or because you are married and you'll be expecting a child, you can't do your work or you can't perform, you can't do it. It's so sad. And I'll just before we move quickly to our next question, I think I'll just like to ask this question. I'll just like to read what some of our people said here, right? Enime Oguntuji is saying that I can absolutely relate to the car story, but thankfully the discouraging remark didn't come from my mother.
You can
Like
be
I
from
don't understand
anybody, really.
from
You can
anybody,
be from anybody.
but most times it be your own family. Oh. It will be your own
Yes,
family that will just, especially your mothers. They'll just be the one that will be saying passing comments that
Honestly,
like your like Fumi's mom now saying that why will you buy car? Begging everybody, they'll call all your family members on your head. That she
on
wants,
your
or you
head,
say you
I'm
want to go
telling
and live
you.
alone, or you say you want to get an apartment alone. That's another wahala
Mm-hmm.
entirely. They'll be
Mm-hmm.
saying you as
That's
a
a whole different ball
why would you
game.
want to live alone? It's not ideal. Why would that kind of thing happen?
It
Stay in my
doesn't
house
sound
until you're married.
responsible. You're not responsible
You
if you
people
have
know,
to live
it's
by
like you people
yourself.
know my mom. Oh.
Exactly.
It's like
Exactly.
you know my mother. The day I wanted to go and move, I wanted to move out. She came
We
to my
have the
office,
same
came to
kind of
talk to
mother.
my boss. That's
Hmm.
my boss should talk to me.
Imagine.
I'm telling you, it was that bad. I think
I
women,
can only
and
just
part of our
imagine.
problems
Right.
also are women. Women have to help us, or we have to help ourselves to move on.
Ourselves
You know,
too.
yeah,
Hmm.
yes.
Okay, so moving on very quickly, I would like to ask that what solutions do you think we can use to overcome these challenges? Because if we should ask every woman that you have come across, if you ask all of them that, oh, what challenges have you encountered? You will hear a lot of things. If we should start like this, we will not live here today. You will hear a lot. So, what do you think are the solutions? Because we can't just keep talking about these things without having solutions. What do you think are the solutions that we can use to like settle this matter and like work on it, right? I'd like to hear your thoughts.
Okay, so for me, I would say the number one thing is we have to have a representation in the place of leadership because a lot of and I'm talking about workplace now. A lot of decisions that will be taken at board level, if you don't have a woman there, there will be no woman decision taken there because they don't know. So you will not entirely blame the men. They don't know. There's no woman there to fight. So I would say first thing is ensure that you have a female representative in leadership. Just so that when all these things come up, there's a female side to it to say
Okay.
no, I'm not going to stand for it. Yeah, so that's one thing I know. That's where we should start from, really.
Okay.
I would say two
Okay. That's
things,
very, I
really.
agree. And I'll just wait. Okay.
Should I go on?
For me, you can proceed. I want to just reiterate what she said now, but you can just let me know your own
Okay.
thoughts on it before I proceed.
Okay, so I'll say two things. It's one thing to have women in position of leadership, but I'll take you back to, was it 3 years ago, 4 years ago, on International Women's Day, that the House of Reps, with all the women there representing us, still went on to go and enact on some very silly laws concerning women. And yet we had women there who were supposedly
Hmm.
who was supposedly representing us, and yet they didn't do anything about it. So it's one thing to have a woman in position of in leadership position. It's another thing for her to be willing to stand her ground,
Act up.
right,
Yeah.
and take on the
True.
opposition as it comes, right. The
Very
second thing
true.
for me, I think, yes, I think it has to start from childhood. We have to get to a stage where we're so focused on the girl child, we have refused to be, we have left the boy child to do what he pleases, we have to get to the level where we're training both of them, and each child knows the value. Do you understand? You tell it when we're going up, they tell you, ah, you become a president's wife. Oh. Ah, your husband will become a doctor. It is rare that somebody will tell her daughter, I'm training you to become the president. Yes.
Exactly.
You know, I'm training you to
Exactly.
become the MD of the company. No, we
Mm-hmm.
don't. We're telling them, ah, you better learn how to go because if your husband is empty now, who will, we have to change it. You have to
The
start
cooking
from the
lunch for
grassroots.
you.
You have to change the mindset, even in a
Yeah.
girl child's mind. Yes, begin to
Mm-hmm.
change that mindset. And that if we, as they grow older, things will begin to change. That's
Yes. I agree with you for
my
me, totally. I agree with you. We need to start from scratch. We grew up knowing some of the things that we know today, and I refuse to unlearn them because even the society enables, all of these ideas. But we can do better for our kids, so that they don't grow up with these ideas. Because really, they are unfair, they are not right, they are not humanly right. There's something. So there was a chit chat some weeks ago on the International Women's Day, and then someone was saying that there are organizations where if a woman has a child via surrogacy or goes to adopt a child, you're not entitled to maternity leave. And then questions were thrown, and the men were like, but she didn't carry the pregnancy now. Are you joking? So for me, it's like, yo, pregnancy is not even the issue. After birth, you need to nurture. You need to be there.
Childcare is crazy.
Childcare is the ultimate. A lot of women don't have issues carrying pregnancy. I mean, it's you and the belle now. You'll be working together. But when the child
Yeah.
comes out, they are totally um, dependent on you for food, for care. They can't do anything by themselves. They don't understand themselves yet. So it is very unfair for anybody to say that a woman that adopted a child or had a child through surrogacy shouldn't be entitled to maternity leave. So, and there are organizations that don't even think about these things. They think,
and you
well,
will find that.
yeah, for me, go on.
Yeah, you will find out that some of these people that are talking are even women. That is what
Yes.
surprises
Hmm.
me the
That's
most.
even the annoying part.
You know,
They're even the ones that they advocate for
yes,
it.
we have to get. I keep saying it. Women need to support women. Until we start supporting ourselves, we won't go far in the
Positively.
workplace, in the
Positively.
society.
Hmm.
We
Because
need to
some women
support
actually
our.
pretend to support. Some women just pretend, oh, okay, so that it's not like I'm not supporting you. Let me just support you. It has to be genuine. Like we need to genuinely support each other. Oh, you're doing this thing. Okay, I'll show up just because I need to support you, not because, oh, I remember you came for my event the other day. That's why I'm coming for yours. No, it has to be genuine.
100%. Thank you so much. You have said a whole lot within how many minutes? Like you're just giving me bars, both left, right, center, right? And I agree with everything you have said. You started with saying that you feel that there should be representation of women in the board level and all this kind of thing. Yes, that's correct. When you said that, I was actually thinking what Miss Fumi was saying that okay, there are people there, but are they doing what they are meant to do there? And that also addresses that even though you are going to be at that board level, think about your fellow women, think about policies, think about laws that will help women become better at their jobs, that will make them feel more secure and safe, right? And all this kind of thing. And I also absolutely agree with that when she made mention of teach your children. If the boss that said that thing to you that, oh, because you're a woman, you will not be able to perform your work, like you're going to taking of childbirth at that moment. If he was taught right by his mom, sorry, oh, he wouldn't be having that conversation with you that oh he would have been enlightened from when he was little that okay, this is the right way to go about it. I shouldn't say something like that and I shouldn't act in that way. So I agree with that idea that teach young boys to teach them on how to treat women, teach them on how to interact, teach them to understand how important women are to them. If they have that understanding, it helps them to know how to interact in future because at the end of the day, you see that they'll start insulting you now that you didn't train them right, right? Teach your children, start from the foundation. If the foundation is done right, the building will be it will be very sturdy and okay. So yes, I agree with you 100%. My
I
audience, you
mean,
have been
let me
quiet though.
let me give you a quick
Okay, for
story.
me.
I last year on Women's Day, I happened to be teaching children's church, and I said to the children, 7 year old, I was in 7 year old class. I said, when you get home, let mommy sit down, and then you cook. You go to the kitchen and cook for her. One 7 year old boy got up. No, my daddy said mommy's supposed to be in the kitchen. I mean, this is a 7 year old boy that at 7, he already was told that his mother's job was to be in the kitchen. So you can imagine if he gets to work, he gets to an office and the woman tries to talk to him. He's thinking, well, who's this one? Is she not supposed to be in the kitchen? So when at that age, you're already teaching the children that there's a major difference between a man's role and a woman's role, we're already failing.
But you see,
So we
another
need to
okay.
really start from scratch. Yeah.
But you see, another thing that we often get wrong is that the responsibility to train a child is both on the father and the mother. The father cannot be an absent dad. You can't just be present when it is time to procreate. After that child comes out, you have the responsibility also to make sure that you don't raise sons and daughters that are not functional in society, who are not right thinking. We need to start focusing on building the whole child, really. And it's a partnership. That's why it's a marriage. If you're living with single parents, you'll be like, okay, I have just one parent, right? But you find that most times it is the woman that is saddled with the responsibility to make sure that a child grows a certain way. And then we forget about the father's duty. So the father also plays a very important role. If a boy sees his dad treating his mom right, he will treat every other woman in his life right.
Yeah, very
If a
true.
boy sees his father absent, he will be absent. Except somehow, divinely along the way, God, intervenes and he becomes something else. He cannot be what he does not know or what he was not given. So the father also plays an important role in the child's life.
Okay, thank you. I know that if I should leave the mic with Ifenwa and Fumi, they will give us a lot of solution that will not live here today, right? And we have to proceed because our time is going. Thank you. So my next question, right, will be that um everybody here now, I'm very sure women are shouting, I can relate. Ah, this thing is speaking to me like you are getting me. That's what I've been talking about since. But we also know that good things don't come easy, right? We know that it doesn't come easy. We are not expecting success to be handed over to us just because we are women. Okay, because I'm a woman now, success should just be given to me, right? We know that that's not how it works. You have to work for it before you can get it. So now, how do we build the right skill or mindset so that we can achieve success? Somebody might be young and might be thinking that, okay, how do I do this? How do I build the right skill? How do I have the right mindset so that I can achieve success? I would like if you want to tell me, what do you think about it? How do you think, like you're speaking to someone, maybe your younger self, or even a young person that is just starting up? What do you think are the right skills that they should have? What do you think are the right mindset they should have to achieve success?
Okay, so I'll speak from a professional point of view, right?
Mm,
Um, Gather as much knowledge as you are able to.
mm,
Simply put, make sure that you are the professional that everyone is looking for. Make sure that you are overqualified for every role that you aspire to be at, or to work in. Make sure that you have the right qualifications, not just, oh, I do this here, I do that there, do whatever comes to you. Make sure that you are also intentional about what you want to be. Make sure that you are consistent. It can't be, oh, okay, no, this year I want to just relax, or 2 years, I'll just wait. Life can happen to you. So that decision, whatever it is you need to do at that time, please do it. If I'm to talk to my younger self, I'll tell myself, you see that school you wanted to go to, go now. That's what I'll tell myself. Really, those things that you wanted to do, you should have started them.
okay. Thank you so much. I would also add that set goals. Set goals. It's very important to set goals. Don't just have things in your head that, oh, I want to do this, or I want to be this person, or I like how this person is, I want to be like that. Set goals. Set goals and also track them. Like track your success, because we already said that success is dependent on you. So have your own, sorry, have your own success like goal that you want. This is what I want to achieve. This is what I want to do. Have them and be consistent, persevere, be disciplined. And I think when you have that, you the sky will just be your limits. I'm
And
sorry, the
also
sky will.
celebrate your wins. Celebrate
Yeah,
your little wins.
I was going to
You
go
know,
there.
women,
Oh. That was my
yeah,
next question.
women are we're very fond of I'm not enough,
Hiding
I
our
have to do
success.
more, I have to do this. Whenever you surmount a particular goal, please celebrate. Tell yourself, pat yourself on the back, I've done well. And we should stop seeking validation, honestly. Don't wait for anybody to tell you, oh, you've got that right. Tell yourself when
Mm,
you do that, yes, I did this. I told myself I was going to do this and I did it. Celebrate your it could be anything. You can take yourself. I'm very pro enjoy yourself. Oh. Get yourself that pair of shoe that you said, oh, too expensive.
thank
Okay.
you.
You know,
I'm
do
looking up to
something.
you.
Whatever you like, honestly, celebrate your wins, no matter how little. It was something that was an aspiration before you got it. Celebrate it when you got it.
Okay. So very quickly, you have addressed part of it, right? So I wanted to ask as we round up that I know that the biggest issue for myself and maybe a lot of ladies is celebrating successes. Maybe like we have like a big goal and we achieve just a little of that goal. It's very difficult for us to like celebrate it because, oh, I feel that I'm not there yet. But you have achieved, you have moved forward a bit. You know, I spoke about goals. Do you think is not important that we celebrate our successes along the way, whether big or small. Like, don't you think is a, I mean, I think is a big deal, whether
Of
it is
course,
little, whether it is big. Celebrate every little one of it. Don't you think so?
I totally agree. Like I said, enjoyment minister number one. Anything, every
Mommy and sister,
opportunity to celebrate, please, by all means. By all
mommy and sister.
means. Yeah.
That's good. Okay. And also, as you're celebrating, try they save and invest. Oh, I'm
Of
very sure
course.
that the same one that you're looking at there, on a steady, she's saving and investing. She's a billion
Trust
dollar
me.
woman, right?
Yay. Okay. I see you speaking into
So
my
now,
future.
uh-uh,
Billion,
I know. That's
no,
why I
no,
said
no,
thinking of
$1 billion.
a
$1 billion.
billion dollars. Sorry for that. $1 billion if you want. So now it's very important that you save and you invest. If you want to, there are different plans that Leadway is doing. We have Leadway savings, we have Leadway investment plan. You can just reach out to Leadway Capital and Trust for any of that. If you any, you can reach out to Leadway Capital and Trust. You can reach out to Leadway Assurance. You can reach out to Leadway Asset Management. We have a lot of products. It's not restricted to only Leadway Assurance. Reach out and they will settle you so that you will not just use your all your whole hand like everybody say, oh, me mama John. You will not use all your whole fingers to chop. As you are chopping life, you are saving some and investing some too, right?
Very important.
You might
Very,
agree,
very
right?
important. Yes, I agree.
Yeah,
Very important.
very, very important. I know my friends, anytime I have just a little success, I can remember when I did my graduate training and I passed my exam and I qualified into Leadway. They celebrated it for me. So that's celebrating small wins. It might not have been something spectacular for other people, but it was something great for them to hear about, and they celebrated it. So for every little thing, celebrate. It is very, very important. Before we round up, I just wanted to see if there's any comments from our audience, any questions you would like to ask, anything at all before we, because we're almost rounding up. We would like to hear your thoughts, if you're fine, if you're okay. But also, I think I'll just read some things I've been seeing here. A lot of comments have been coming in. Someone said, great. Oluwaseyi Oyetunji says, great advice. Grace says, lol, I agree with if you celebrate yourself, oh, YOLO, you only live once. This life is too short. Don't get it complicated. Okay, so Blessing says, absolutely agree with Fumi. Justina Dauda says, women should be intentional about being successful and be ready to fight for it no matter the odds and obstacles. 100%. 100%. Okay, so before we round up, I think Fumi has been having some network issues. I would have liked her to give a closing remark. Oh, she's back, thank God. So Fumi, would you like to just give us like last words and advice to the guests?
Okay, so when I was asked to do this, I thought to myself, what do women really need? We waste a lot of time thinking of what we need or what we don't have more than what we have. Right? I'd like to enjoin women that look, think more of what do I have? What can I achieve with what I'm holding in my hand? We let men do our thinking for us and our that's the word. We let men do our thinking for us. We go along the lines of men more than along the lines of what we want to do. So I think as a woman, one of the things you need to do, and I'll throw this into things like wills. Do you know that over 90% of women do not write wills? This is research. 90% of women do not write their wills. Why? Because the woman doesn't think she's worth much. So I would just like to say that as a woman, you need to begin to believe in yourself. Do not believe in what anybody else is telling you. Believe in yourself so that you can begin to take steps and do things that will help you to keep your head lifted high at every point in time. So that I think will be my final remark. Believe in yourself. No, I mean, don't let anybody. I'll give you another brief story. I contested for elections in 2019, and we had a problem. People had a problem getting women politicians to come on TV and speak. They were so scared of how do I look? What will people say about what I'm? We're too concerned about what people are saying or doing. The man goes there, he's wearing t-shirt, he what to say, and he moves on. He's not bothered about what women. We need to love ourselves regardless of what anybody or anything is saying out there. Don't belittle yourself. Don't look down on yourself. Be you. And the truth of the matter is that if you're you, people will eventually accept you for who you are. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I think you spoke about, before you continue, spoke about wills. Women, it's very important for us to have wills. So write your wills. Don't say that it is men that are meant to just write wills. Women are having a lot of properties and everything. So write your will so that there is no stories that touches the earth, right? Okay. So if you need any more information on how to write your wills and anything at all, just reach out to @Leadway Capital. Send a DM to them on Instagram and they'll settle that. If and while before we round up, just give us your final thoughts on the whole conversation.
Okay, so for me, I would say show me a successful woman and I'll show you the number of scars she's had climbing that ladder of success. It would not come without scars. So don't imagine that it's going to be an easy ride. It's not an easy ride. You're going to be scarred. But your resilience, like we said, is what will push you up the ladder. So that would be my closing remark.
Thank you so much, my beautiful woman. It was such a pleasure having this conversation with you. You guys were awesome.
Same here.
Awesome. It's also nice meeting you, and I'm so glad to be a part of this. So before we round up, I just wanted to say it again that for any of our savings and investment plan, you can visit www.leadway.com or send us a DM at Leadway Assurance on any of our social media platforms. I'll be ready to answer any questions that you might have. I remain Okpemikpo Bode Azan. Thank you so much for joining. Do have a beautiful day ahead. Thank you.
Bye, Ope.
Bye.
Have you always wanted to buy a house, a car, study abroad, or get married? Expensive, right? Your goals can be met with the Leadway Target Plan. Here's how it works. You tell us your target sum, when you want to achieve it, and how often you want to contribute towards achieving it. We then tell you how much you will be contributing periodically. There's more. The Leadway Target Plan also protects your loved ones if you pass away unexpectedly. It pays the target sum to your beneficiary, whether or not you achieve the sum as at the time of your demise. Live your dream today by visiting www.leadway.com/target plan or send us a DM on our social media accounts.
My name is Aisha Bello Garuba, Team Lead Corporate Services.
My name is Diana Mulili, Divisional Director for Leadway's Digital Insurance Division.
My name is Yami Sirotimi. I lead the Leadway Assurance Finance team.
I think capital issuance was a thing then. That was what motivated me. So there was this rave, a lot of my friends were talking about it and all of that. So I felt, oh, let me jump on this, basically.
It was a hunger for more. Ever since I've been young, I've always wanted more.
My biggest fear was really, I hope I'm not going to lose my money. Sometimes the stock will go up, the stock will come down. If I lost the money, well, it would be lessons learned, but I think that was my biggest fear. I was really scared I could lose my money.
My first fear was, did I waste my money? Was I going to recover my initial capital? Was I going to make sufficient profit to be able to buy new stock and have some extra pocket money for myself?
Like I said, just look at what works for you. That sector that you feel like, oh, will deliver on what I really want in terms of returns and everything. Put your money in there. You see it work for you, surely.
I think if you're considering your first investment, it's important to know what your objective is. What do you want to achieve by that investment?
I would say take a bet on yourself first.
Basically, I'll say learn more about it. Check out what will give you that return. It's as simple as just understanding the businesses that you want to invest in or the sectors and just put your money in it. Happy International Women's Day.
Happy International Women's Day.
Happy International Women's Day.
Did you know growing wealth could be simple? With our Leadway investment plan, you have all you need to help you grow your money over a period of time. Aside its attractive returns, it also comes with a free life insurance cover that helps you create wealth for your loved ones even when life happens. Grow your wealth the smart and simple way today by visiting www.leadway.com/Leadway investment plan or send us a DM on our social media accounts.